Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. I was recently thinking that it has been a while since I took a look at my slow but steady journey to zero waste and plastic free. And I was thinking that I should take a look at my old videos and see what I was talking about last year and see if there was anything new to discuss when a subscriber, Jan, thank you Jan, reached out to me and said, hey, can you do an update on this? I'd like to see what's going on. And I thought, okay, it's a sign, it's fate, it's time to do it. So I am nowhere near going plastic free or zero waste. If this is the first video of mine that you've clicked on, no, this is not all about going completely zero waste or completely plastic free. But about 2 years ago, I stumbled upon the zero waste community on Instagram and I was instantly overwhelmed and frustrated and horrified by my consumption of goods. I thought that by recycling things, I was doing enough, but it turns out there were people taking it to another level. And I didn't know how to get to that point, but I was very motivated and interested in finding out how they got to where they got. So I decided that I would start by making small steps. So in January of 2018, January 22nd to be specific, I posted a video called My Journey to Plastic Free, The Small Steps I'm Taking, something along those lines. I'm gonna leave a link to that video in the description box down below. But in summary, I basically said that there were some small steps that I had taken and a few new steps that I was looking at down the road to take once I was ready. And the video was just kind of discussing those things. Then I posted a second video on May 25th of 2018. That video was titled My Minimalism Journey, Items I Do Not Plan to Bless you. Bless you. Items I do not plan to rebuy once they're gone. And so in that video, I detailed 7 categories that I currently have in my beauty inventory that once they're gone, they're gone. So today I figured I would just kind of do a quick recap of what I had said in those videos, whether or not I am sticking to those things, and if there are any new things that have come along since making those 2 videos. The first category that I talked about having eliminated was liquid fabric softener, like Downy, Snuggle, any of those kind of liquid things you pour into the washing machine that make your clothes smell really good and soften them. I had completely eliminated those because I was trying to reduce my purchasing and consumption of the plastic containers that they come in. So I figured by not rebuying them, that would be one category down. And I'm happy to say that I've stuck with that one. Since January of last year, I have not bought one bottle of liquid fabric softener. I haven't even been tempted. I've been totally fine without incorporating that step into my laundry routine, and it's been good. The second thing that I eliminated was the liquid laundry detergent. So I was buying Tide or Arm & Hammer, all, name your brand, but I was buying the liquid laundry detergent that came in a plastic bottle. Now I had researched several videos that discussed how you could make your own laundry detergent, and I also researched some videos on why it wasn't a good idea to do that. So I was kind of torn about what to do, but in the end I decided that at the very least I could buy powder laundry detergent that was in a cardboard box and not a plastic container. I wouldn't be zero waste, but at least I would be not buying plastic. So I have stuck with that one as well. I have not bought a plastic bottle of laundry detergent since that video. A third area that I had eliminated completely was buying liquid hand soap. That is a category that was a little bit more difficult for me to give up because I really enjoy the convenience of liquid hand soap, especially the foaming ones. It's so light. You're not depositing too much product onto your hand. It rinses off really quickly. It's so nice and neat. And I knew I would miss it, but I also knew that it was a category that I could do without and that I was gonna go back to bar soap. And at the time of the video in January, I still had 3 bottles of liquid hand soap left in the house. I am finally down to 1 bottle of liquid hand soap in the house. I keep it in the basement, so it doesn't get used very regularly, but it's just gonna stay down there for when I need to wash my hands in the basement until it's gone. So we have 2 bathrooms in the house, and both of them have a little container with a bar soap in them that we are using to wash our hands now. It's been going fine. Do I like it as much? No, but it's okay. We're doing good, and I feel good about the fact that I'm not like buying and hoarding and going crazy all over all these liquid hand soaps. I go to my local health food store and I buy a bar of soap that is not wrapped in plastic or cardboard or anything. It's just an open bar of soap with a sticker and a UPC code stuck to it. It's very zero waste and I love it. So that's what we've been doing for hand soap since then. The one area that I did fall back on was individually wrapped toilet paper. So at this time last year, I had switched from buying bulk toilet paper to buying individually wrapped toilet paper that was wrapped in it was basically Scott toilet paper. So I would buy the Scott toilet paper or the generic brand of Scott toilet paper that was wrapped in a piece of paper, and I could recycle the paper and there was no plastic involved whatsoever. Unfortunately though, I was spending about double the cost of buying the bulk toilet paper. It's just so much cheaper to buy it in bulk. And since that video, we've had my mother-in-law move in with us. My kids are both toilet trained now. There's a lot more toileting going on in this house than ever before. I also got a membership to Costco since then, and the benefits of buying toilet paper in bulk just really started to outweigh the shrink wrap that it was wrapped in. So I do bring the shrink wrap to my grocery store and recycle it there. Hopefully it can be reused into plastic bags down the road. It does feel like a step back as far as zero waste, but I just couldn't justify it spending like 200% on toilet paper when I could get such a great deal by buying it in bulk. So I did backslide there, unfortunately. A few changes that I was looking in the future towards making that I had discussed in that video last January was switching to Lush shampoo and conditioners because the plastic can be recycled back to the store rather than buying shampoo and conditioner from Ulta or the grocery store or whatever that comes in plastic containers. I have not done that yet. Part of the problem is that since switching to purple hair, I have to use a shampoo that has purple dye in it to maintain this hair color in between salon visits, and that only comes in a plastic container. I don't use that exclusively, but because of that, I haven't made the switch, so there's nothing going on with that yet, but I will definitely keep that in the back of my mind for the future. I also discussed in that video that I was eventually planning on eliminating body wash altogether. That is still my goal. I'm still working through my gigantic hoard of body wash. I have not bought any new ones and the numbers are going down, but I haven't had to worry about the next step because I'm still going through my current stash of body wash, and it will probably be another 2 years before I run out of what I currently have. And it does seem to be something that I am gifted. So even though I don't personally go out and buy new body wash, every once in a while, like around the holidays, I receive one. So if I get one as a gift, I use it. But I have not gone out and bought any body wash. Bath & Body Works is not getting any of my money anymore these days. Like, I have basically eliminated Bath & Body Works from my routine altogether. And so I feel sorry for them, but it's good for me. The third thing that I had talked about in that video about eliminating down the road was dryer sheets. I had amassed quite a dryer sheet hoard from couponing, and it wasn't even that great of a deal. It was like 25 cents off, but I had bought like 6 boxes of dryer sheets years ago, and I was just going through them. But I had decided that moving forward, I was not going to be buying any more dryer sheets. I was going to be using the dryer balls. The particular brand that I bought was called Woolsey's. So I have bought the dryer balls. I have used the last of my dryer sheets, and that's what I'm using in my dryer instead of dryer sheets. So I have a few essential oils that I use, and I put a drop on each of the dryer balls before I start my load, and it does leave a nice fresh scent on my clean clothes as they're drying. This is another change that has been an adjustment that I've had to get used to, especially this winter. I think those dryer balls will do a great job during the summer, but with the air being so dry in the winter, those Woolsies balls do not do anything for controlling the static electricity. And that was one thing that I really relied on the dryer sheets to do, was kind of reduce the amount of static in my clean clothes. So that has been something that I really miss this winter. And I've been tempted to go out and buy a box of dryer sheets and just use them in the winter to get me through, and then go back to the Woolsies once there's more humidity in the air. But I'm trying to push through. I'm trying to just keep going and not buy any more dryer sheets, but I cannot stand static electricity in my clothes, and it's driving me nuts. But I have not bought any new dryer sheets. Okay, so that's basically a recap of the video from January. In the video from May of 2018, I basically went over 7 categories of products that I would like to eliminate from my home and my routine. And once they are gone, they are gone. Out of those 7, at this point, 7 months later or whatever it is, there's only one category I've actually used up and finished, and that is toners. And I am happy to say that I have not bought a new toner since using up my existing stash. The other 6 categories I still have product in, so I haven't had to deal with how I feel about running out of it, because I still have it and I'm still using it. But when I go over the remaining 6 categories, I agree with my sentiments from back then, and I still think they are 6 categories that I can completely eliminate. I'm going to leave that video linked down below if you want to watch it, so that you can see what I'm talking about. But yes, I have completely eliminated toners from my routine, and I'm doing fine without it, and I have not replaced a toner yet. So let's talk about where I'm at now. The truth is that although I think about this topic regularly, there aren't a ton of new categories to eliminate. I did realize that there was something that I forgot to talk about in both of those videos. Yeah, I believe it's been a year. About a year ago, I stopped buying and using tampons, and that has been a huge zero waste win for me. I did switch to a menstrual cup. The brand I bought was one that I found at Walgreens, and it's called the Diva Cup. And basically, if you've never heard of it, it's a kind of plasticky, flexible, soft, rubbery cup that you insert in place of a tampon, and you reuse it. You keep it in for the day, you take it out, you wash it out, you put it back in, and then when your period ends, you wash it, you store it in the cabinet for a month, and then you pull it back out. And I have completely eliminated tampons from my purchasing, my using, and my waste altogether, and that feels really good. That's a very personal choice to make. I would never push that on anybody else, but just, I didn't even know that it was an option out there until I was on Instagram and following these other people that were dedicated towards zero waste and hearing them talk about it. So I would have never even known about it if somebody else hadn't have been talking about it. I think I spent like 30 bucks on it, so it's not cheap up front. It's kind of an expensive investment, especially if you're not sure if it's gonna work for you. Luckily, it worked for me, and so because it worked for me, I'm going to save a lot of money in the long run by not buying tampons month after month after month. I've probably already made that $30 back and then some, but it's kind of a scary thing to jump into when you're like, I could buy a box for $6 right there and be done, rather than spend $30 on something that, you know, you're not sure if it's going to work or not. So there's a lot of things to think about before you jump into a menstrual cup, but I haven't looked back. I absolutely love it. I'm so glad I switched, and I just want to put it out there in case there's any of you that have never heard of it and didn't know that a zero waste option existed for managing your periods. Two categories that really weren't my waste, but my kids' waste, and I have eliminated, and I'm so happy to say it that I had to mention it in this video, is that we are finally out of disposable diapers. Now, when Ron was a baby, my firstborn, he's 5 now, but when he was a baby, I did try using washable diapers, and he was a skinny, skinny little baby, and I should have gone back to the company that I rented them from. I rented a 3-month supply of washable diapers, and it wasn't working for me. And rather than going back to the store that rented them to me and saying, hey, I need help, this isn't working, I just gave up on it. Around the same time, Ron had also gotten basically a fungal rash on his butt that was attributed to the diapers. And I was already overwhelmed as a new mother. I was having trouble with breastfeeding. Everything was just way too much. I took out all my piercings. I couldn't handle anything extra, and it was just such an overwhelming time for me. So when the cloth diapers failed on me, rather than being in like a mental state to problem solve and figure it out and to make it work, I just abandoned it. And that was another category that is really expensive if you're going to commit to it. If your family plans involve multiple children, and you can use those diapers for baby after baby after baby, it is definitely a savings in the long run. But for me personally, I just was not in a mental place at that time to commit to cloth diapers. I wasn't sure if I was going to have a second child, let alone 3 or 4, to make it really worth the investment. And so we stuck with disposable diapers after like the first 6 weeks of me getting peed on 100 times a day. So we've always used disposable diapers. I was never happy about it, but I accepted it as just kind of, it is what it is, you know? And Hazel's finally toilet trained. She's been toilet trained for a few months now. So we are done buying pull-ups. I am so happy. Another thing that I kind of got in the habit of using for my kids, it was never for me because I don't take baths, I only shower, but my kids really were into bath bombs for a while, and it was so cute that they loved them so much, and I just thought it was so fun that I kind of got swept away in the whole bath bomb thing. And I had like this huge hoard of bath bombs going for a while, and luckily the kids aren't as into it. Like whatever cool effect they had experienced initially kind of wore off, and I realized that I don't really know what I'm putting in the tub like I generally know, but like long-term effects of having these things go down the drain and into our water systems, I just felt like, okay, Paula, like this is not zero waste at all. It's not cheap. Those bath bombs cost a lot of money, and you know, just stop. So I have started and stopped buying bath bombs since the last video, and yeah, I'm glad I'm done with those because kind of crazy. Like these gigantic chunks of bubbly stuff that you're throwing in your tub for like a 5-minute, I don't know. For my little kids, it wasn't worth it. If you like bath bombs, go on. Go ahead and use them. I'm not judging. But for my little kids, me buying them bath bombs so that they could have a good bath experience seemed a little bit over the top, and I've cut it out. There is one more category that I've added to the list of things that I am not going to buy again once they are eliminated. At least for now, that's the plan. And that is body butters. Although I do think I need a lotion, a moisturizer, a general something to keep my skin hydrated in the coldest, driest months of the year, I don't need something as rich or as thick as a body butter ever. My skin just does not get that dry. If something should change down the road, I may have to reconsider that position. But for now, I have like 5 body butters, I think, and I have 1 in a project. It'll take me a few years to get through my current stash, but once they're gone, I do not feel like I'm going to need to replace my body butters. I'm just going to stick with regular lotions / moisturizers. So that's another category that I've thought about eliminating. Another category that I am thinking about and I am not ready to make a commitment to, I've really been very aware over the past 6 months about the amount of waste and like chemicals and just general stuff that comes along with painting my nails. I've been painting my nails since middle school. It's been such a huge part of my life for so many years that it's one of those areas that I never considered not doing, not having, not taking part in. And I really enjoy painting my nails. But recently I've become aware of all of the stuff that goes with painting my nails. The acetone nail polish remover, the cotton rounds that I use to remove the nail polish, not to mention the nail polish, the nail files, like all of that stuff. And granted, whether I paint my nails or not, I'm still gonna need a nail file in my life, but basically the nail polish remover, and the cotton rounds are all kind of going together to create this somewhat significant amount of stuff and waste in my life. Even if the nail polish remover lasts almost a year, I'm still going through a cotton round twice a week or so just for removing my nail polish, assuming I remove my nail polish twice a week. And, you know, even though I recycle my empty nail polish bottles back to Zoya, you know, what goes into the production of the nail polish that creates waste in our environment? What goes into the production of the nail polish remover? What happens to these cotton rounds once they've hit the landfills? And I don't know. All these thoughts have been circling through my head. Now, granted, I have a lifetime supply of nail polish, so it's very easy for me to sit here and be like, yep, I'm not going to buy any more nail polish, because even if I didn't buy a single bottle of nail polish ever again, I probably currently have enough nail polish to get me through my 90s easily. So, you know, I really don't have to worry about what I would do if I ran out of nail polish and how I would feel if I never painted my nails again. But I am kind of humoring the idea of, like, I don't know, like, could I just let it all go? Could I just take all my nail polish, give it away, and be like, yep, I'm done? I don't know. I really like the way my nails look painted. I think it really adds something, and I like it. But I have been thinking, as far as not buying any new bottles, not contributing to that by purchasing any more bottles again, and kind of adding that to the list of things that I don't need any more of in my life. And once they are gone, they're gone. What are you so happy about? Okay guys, so that is it for this zero waste, plastic free journey update. To basically sum it up, I am still sticking with a lot of my convictions from January of last year and from May of last year, and I'm still working towards it. And I am still thinking about what changes I can continue to make down the road to just leave a slightly smaller footprint than I currently am. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.